T. It's in the name.
Welcome into Helping Healing Humor with Ben and Travis. On today's podcast, we're going to talk about part 2 of what your favorite Christmas movie says about your mental health. And we'll have that conversation right after this important message. Hey friends, we've got something really special to share with you today, a brand new children's book that's all about faith, family, and finding joy in the middle of life's challenges. It's called The Adventures of Ben and Travis and the Joy Rider. This heartwarming story follows a big brother in a wheelchair who uses his creativity, courage, and a whole lot of love to help his little brother and cousin overcome life's obstacles. Together they show us that joy isn't about what you have, it's about how you choose to face the ups and downs of life. This book is full of fun, adventure, and hope. It's perfect for bedtime stories, Sunday school libraries, or as a meaningful gift for the kids in your life. Plus, it's a great way to start conversations with your family about resilience, compassion, and faith. Pre-orders are open now, and when you order early, you'll be one of the first to get your hands on this inspiring story. Just head over to benandtravis.com/books. That's benandtravis.com/books and pre-order your copy today. Give your kids a story that will make them smile, laugh, and believe in the power of joy. I'm Travis Creasy, the pulpit minister at Westgate Church of Christ in Dothan, Alabama. That is all-pro counselor with Marshall Bible School, pulpit minister at Highland Park Church of Christ. Ben Hayes in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. How are you, man?
Enjoying the break, a little bit of break from school and from the craziness, at least for a couple of weeks. Enjoying a little bit of football. Excited that Alabama advanced somehow miraculously with, rising from the ashes like the Undertaker and somehow, winning that game. So pretty awesome.
Take it. We'll take
How you do?
I'm great. I'm roasted. I'm so tired, man. Like last week it was just cram-packed. And of course, we made the trip to Albertville. That's where I am now. And so we did our Christmas last night, and I didn't get in bed till like midnight. And for the old guy like me, that's just can't handle it. I can't hang. That's the youth minister at Highland Park Church of Christ. Actually pointed in the right direction on the video for once. Will Mahan, how's it going, man?
Man, things are good. My Christmas shopping is done, which is like awesome to be the 22nd and I'm done. Because, there's still a bunch of dads that are going to be starting tomorrow. Yes. So things are good. I'm just hoping my Christmas wish comes true. And we'll just talk about that Christmas wish later. Or we'll discuss it from other parts of the country. So yes,
that is the hope. That is the prayer. That is what we're shooting for sure. And of course, maybe more details to come. But we are back for part 2 of your favorite Christmas movie, what it says about your mental health. First of all, of course, do not take any of this to the bank. This is not, professional psychiatry that we're throwing at you. We're just having a lot of fun. And also, this is not us telling you to go out and see these movies, although more than likely you probably have seen these movies. And no judgment here from us for sure. But just saying, we're not saying go out and see these movies. We're just saying if they happen to be your favorite, that's where we might be. Ben, I think you're going to take the first one today.
It's a good one. One of my favorites. I don't think I have ever tired of watching this one, especially the very first installment of it. It's a classic. And I'm going to laugh every time I watch it. It's phenomenal. So Home Alone is it. And so we've been talking about what this says about your mental health. If Home Alone is your movie, you are highly self-sufficient, sometimes by necessity. You can relate to Kevin, not because it's funny, but because it's familiar. You've lived through these things. You tend to, number one, figure out things on your own. 2, stay calm when others panic. 3, adapt quickly when plans fall apart. This often develops in people who learned early independence, not just confidence. You use humor as a coping strategy. The slapstick chaos works for you because it, 1, diffuses fear. Number 2, makes you danger manageable. And number 3, turn stress into something survivable. This is a classic adaptive humor, a healthy way to process anxiety and uncertainty. You're comfortable with solitude. That is until you're not. You value alone time and autonomy. But the movie hits hardest when Kevin realizes he really wants his family. That suggests you don't fear being alone. You do care deeply about connections, and you prefer chosen closeness over forced togetherness. Lots of good stuff here. Emotionally balanced with clear boundaries. You're protective of your space. Defending the house resonates because your home routines and mental space matter to you. This often shows up in people who need a secure base to function well, are sensitive to intrusion, emotional or physical, take ownership of their responsibilities, strong sense of personal agency. There's a couple of gentle watch outs here, that we talked about last time. You may default to, I've got this, instead of asking for help. You might joke your way past fear instead of naming it. And you can carry stress quietly until you crash. These are coping habits, not flaws. So the bottom line is this: if Home Alone is your favorite mental health, your mental health tends towards 1, resilient, 2, resourceful, 3, independence oriented, but with a strong but selective need for connection. You don't fall apart when you're on your own. You just remember eventually that you don't have to be. And that balance, that's a healthy place to live. So there's your breakdown of Home Alone. What do you guys think about Home Alone?
I think that probably of the 3 or 4 that we're doing here, that's the one I would like to associate with the most, but probably don't, because I like being with people.
I always thought it would be so awesome. Like I every time I watched it, I was like, man, I want to do this. Like, I want to build. I mean, how many times do we not at least try to build a little bit of something where you have these obstacle courses? But I always was amazed at how well orchestrated it actually worked. I mean, it was down to a T. So, but yeah, I would have loved to have done it, but I don't know that I would want to do it for more than a night or two. So, but you will.
Yeah, I love this movie. This whole series is my favorite. Maybe that goes back to VHS tapes at Granny's house growing up, and actually using those for those. Probably some people listening don't have a clue what those are. But I was reading these earlier, and I feel like on some level there's a lot of similarities here for me, in that I do like the autonomy of being to myself, doing those things, having that time. And maybe some of that comes from being with people all the time. And so I kind of enjoy getting away. But I've always kind of thought what you did, it would be really cool to experience a lot of those things that Kevin did experience. I just would rather experience them in Alabama, not in New York, would be my one thing there.
Or is it Chicago that they're at, or in the first one? Chicago, I think.
I think Chicago is the first one. Then my favorite is Lost in New York. When the family goes to Florida and he flies to New York.
So here's the thing that always, I've just wonder, is Kevin's dad like mafia, or what? I mean, how does he have the money that he's got to afford that house, to pay for everybody's vacation, twice, to fly where they go? It's pretty incredible.
I'll say this: he's not a Church of Christ minister. I will say that right now, not to throw anybody under the bus. We are well taken care of. That is not a complaint. It's just, I think most people would understand.
It's reality.
The interesting thing is the next movie is kind of the opposite, or at least it's flipped on its head, from setting up traps for the bad guys to setting traps for yourself with too high expectation. But if National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is your favorite Christmas movie, it says this about your mental health: you use humor to survive chaos. You relate to Clark Griswold because you understand how stressful family expectations and life can be. You tend to find the funny side of disaster, use sarcasm or absurdity to cope with frustration, laugh at things others might find infuriating. This is classic resilient humor style. Laughing doesn't mean ignoring stress, it means surviving it. You care deeply about tradition and family. You identify with Clark's obsession with doing it right because you value connection with loved ones, making memories, creating joy for others, even at personal cost. This shows a strong relational and conscientious streak, which can sometimes veer into perfectionism. You're comfortable with emotional extremes. You relate to the highs, lows, and absurdities of the Griswold household because you experience life intensely. The elation when things go right, the frustration when things spiral out of control, the bittersweet relief when chaos resolves. You're emotionally engaged, not numb or detached. You're problem solving under pressure, sometimes poorly. Clark's schemes rarely go perfectly, but he keeps trying. If you love this movie, you approach problems creatively. I'll say that right.
Those were creative ways to say it. I'll say that.
Yes. Yeah. The wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. You preserve even when odds are stacked. You value effort and intention over flawless execution. This points to adaptive resilience with a side of lovable stubbornness. Gentle watchouts. You may overcommit to pleasing others. You can get frustrated by things not going as planned. You might bottle stress until it erupts, a little Clark-like. These aren't flaws, they're tendencies to be aware of. The bottom line is if Christmas Vacation is your favorite, your mental health leans towards resilient, humor-equipped, family-oriented, with a capacity for chaos and still finding joy. You handle stress with laughter, love your people fiercely, and know that a little insanity is a part of a happy life.
I mean, there's some ways I just really flat out relate to Clark Griswold. I mean, there's just times when it's like, man, I mean, we've all been there where it's like we're trying to rush to this family thing or that family thing or get the house together with stuff coming over, and then people come in and complain about something or get frustrated about something, and we all want to lose it, just like him. I mean, it's fantastic.
I relate to this statement with this movie. You're problem solving under pressure, but you do it poorly. Like that may just be every youth ministry. Maybe we've just had too many of those encounters where it's like, hey, this is going to work, and I know it's going to work, and it's the first idea, and it's the worst idea. But it's like it's the first thing that pops in your head, and you just run with it, and then you realize you're an idiot. And I think Clark probably had a few of those moments, no doubt.
If you've been a dad long enough, you've experienced everything we just described. And if you haven't, just wait longer. Because it's coming.
It's the little things in the movie that like when he's trying to turn the pages, in the bed, and he's got the sap on his finger and everything's just like sticking to it. And it's just those little frustrations that are just mounting on top of each other, and you can just feel it. And as a dad, you're like, man, I can so relate to what's going on there. So that's a good one.
The question becomes, is Cousin Eddie like a relief, or is he just make the problems even bigger? Like, I mean, which one is it really?
Coming from Ben and I's family, with more cousins than you can shake a fist at, I'm sure, Will, you're not far behind us. Yes, to your question.
Yes, it's both. We have sat and laughed at some situations, but the financial strain, they're walking through the store and he's like, will you get you something real nice, Clark? Come on, man.
We've not seen this movie. Is your church looking for meaningful ways to make a kingdom impact? Healing Hands International has been partnering with churches for more than 30 years to make real change possible. HHI is a faith-driven nonprofit that leads life-changing programs like Walk for Water, where communities come together to raise awareness and funds to drill wells around the world. But that is just the beginning. HHI works to aid, equip, and empower communities around the world, teaching families how to grow sustainable gardens or helping women launch small businesses to support their families. And the best part? All of these programs are done in partnership with local church leaders, empowering gospel opportunities. There are so many ways you and your church can get involved. You can host your own Walk for Water. You can pack gift boxes for kids through the Magi program or host a seed packing event. Learn more and get involved today at hhi.org. That's hhi.org. All right, Will, you got the next one.
Yeah, so the next movie is probably, I think this is youth group favorites here. And so, which is funny that Will Ferrell he has just spanned so many generations of just iconic moments. But if Elf is your favorite Christmas movie, it says some fun, revealing, surprisingly insightful things about your mental health and world view. So basically, you're optimistic and hopeful. Buddy's unwavering cheer and belief in magic resonate because you tend to see the good in people and in situations, even when reality says otherwise. You likely hold on to hope as a coping mechanism. You believe positive energy can influence outcomes. You prefer joy and generosity over cynicism, whatever it is. This optimism is a protective factor for mental health when balanced with realism. You use humor to connect. You enjoy Buddy's silliness because you value playfulness and laughter. In relationships, you probably use humor to diffuse tension. Seems to be the same with all these movies.
Yeah.
You appreciate the absurdity as a stress reliever. You connect with people through shared joy, and humor is your emotional glue. You value connection and belonging. The core of Elf is Buddy finding his real family and helping others feel included. If it's your favorite, you deeply care about relationships and inclusion. You thrive on making others feel loved and seen, but you are sensitive to loneliness in yourself and others. That's a sign of empathetic and relational intelligence. You maintain childlike wonder. The three of us have yet to grow up. You resonate with Buddy's amazement at the world because you notice the small joys most people miss. You allow yourself curiosity, enthusiasm, even as an adult. You believe that life is richer when you stay emotionally open. This is emotional flexibility, not immaturity. It's resilience through wonder. Gentle watchouts. You may take disappointment hard because you expect the world to be as joyful as you are. I feel seen. You might overextend to make others happy. You can be overly trusting of people's intentions. These are tendencies, not problems, just things to be aware of. I've been seen again. So the bottom line for Elf, if Elf is your favorite, your mental health leans toward optimistic, playful, relational, attuned, or you're relationally attuned and resilient with a capacity for wonder and joy that fuels both you and those around you. You don't just survive life, you light it up, much like Buddy in New York City.
It's pretty solid.
So,
and that one section where you said you had been sane, Will, I'm right there with you.
And Buddy is very much that way. It's just I'm going to believe the best, and I think there's a lot of eternal optimists out there. Blake, our resident Barner, always says to me, "Will, you're a great dreamer. I'm just your reality." And so, and I think that there's a lot of people that tend to lean on the fun of I'm going to believe the best and I'm going to hope in the best. And I think this time of year we see that even more. But then everybody, you get to January 1st and everybody's like, "Yes, this is the year." And by January 4th, it's just like every other year, And so I think there's a balance there that you got to figure out for sure.
And it is such a great movie. You know, the I guess the purity of it, you know, just the I guess he's innocent. That's the word I'm looking for. Just the innocence of everything he does, and you know, not understanding that the world is kind of a crazy place sometimes. And so I love this one. I mean, it's a great, and who would have thought that the cleanest movie that we go over is the one that has Will Ferrell in it. Out of all of these movies, it's probably the one that we can go. You can go watch it and not have to have some sort of filter on it. There's you know, and here's our downfall. And I try to remind my kids of this all the time when sometimes we go to watch things. We watched all these growing up on TV, and they were edited, you know, heavily. Some of them heavily edited. And so, you know, Elf doesn't really have to be. Home Alone, not as much. That old Griswold Christmas has to have a little bit. So,
yeah, for real. And man, this has just been a lot of fun with you guys, and kind of diagnosing one another and seeing the similarities that we all have. We do have one more that we're going to do, but it's going to be reserved for our Patreon folks, and this is going to serve as a Patreon plug. Over at Patreon, you get all of our podcasts ad-free. You're going to get bonus content, which we're going to record in just a moment. And you get it first. You get it as soon as I get done editing it. It goes on Patreon without the ads. And then occasionally you get a little bonus content like this. You get the Friday refresh first. You get the Friday refresh on Thursday. Okay. Like, it's in there. There's Adventures of Ben and Travis stuff, and then we send you merch from time to time. So check it out. And certainly if you've not signed up at benandtravis.com, that's a free one. Yeah. The Patreon, it goes to us doing stuff like this and making sure we're able to do stuff like this. And you got an idea, you join our Patreon, you shoot us that idea, we're very much more likely to record that podcast. But yeah, the free stuff you can get benandtravis.com. And occasionally we'll slip in some bonus in there. So you just never know. Appreciate everybody that's over there on that. You can see some of the folks in our description that are producers. And man, the producers, they get everything early, from CYC videos to merch, all the stuff. But to those folks who support us like that, we certainly appreciate it. Another way you can do that, like, subscribe, do all the things, 5 stars, leave us a comment on the video. Those all help keep the lights on here for Ben and Travis at Helping Healing Humor. But we hope that you'll join our Patreon so that you get this last movie that we're going to talk about in just a few moments. But if not, we hope you have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Thanks for being with us for this episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast. Be sure to download our free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living, at benandtravis.com, and receive all of our Helping Healing and Humor extra content directly in your inbox. We look forward to having you join us at the same Ben and Travis time, same Ben and Travis channel.